Hey guys, welcome again to another reaction video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one we got a video of by Vaska Games again. And now we're gonna watch Could Sada become champion? And oh, there goes some advertisement. So I actually had plans to actually watch a little bit early. Like I actually had plans to watch a couple minutes early in the discussion, but this cleaner girl, she couldn't take it 1 minute just to clean my room, just a quick vacuum, and that's it. But she took me like 3 minutes, which stalled me, and that was annoying. So she kind of just stalled my time, and that was a little bit annoying. But that's pretty much it. And yeah, so I'm gonna also cut up the audio so there's no like, you know, claim and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm just glad to say this right now. I'm done. I'm gonna get this one live going on, and I hope you guys and girls enjoy this one. So also, I'm gonna close the door so I don't get interrupted by everything like she doesn't understand. Sorry guys. Here it is, people. Could young Sada become champion? And I hope you guys and girls enjoy.
This is Sada, the professor exclusive to Pokemon Scarlet. But long before becoming professor, Sada was a champion-ranked trainer in the region. This book says so. Now, I know some trainers can get the rank for outstanding achievements, like maybe hacking into the league servers and stealing some LP, but was that the case for this here professor? To find out if she was actually a super strong trainer, I decided to play through the game as Sada, using the same Pokemon movesets and a whole bunch of other rules that... Wait a minute. None of these Paradox Pokemon are available in the early game, and doing a run where I use level 60s from the start would be no fun. So instead, I accidentally traveled back in time to when Sada was still a student and used her non-Paradox team, which is basically just the normal counterparts to her Paradox Pokemon. And since their movesets would also be different, I tried my best to match them so that we'd have a similar battle experience. For example, her Slitherwing has an offensive bug and psychic type move, a health draining move, and a stab move that lowers enemy speed. So for our Volcarona, we have an offensive bug and psychic type move, a health draining move, and a stab move that lowers enemy speed. I couldn't get this good of a match for every Pokemon, but I tried my best. Anyways, future Sada's ace Pokemon is Roaring Moon, which means past Sada's starter Pokemon is none other than Bagon. This would also imply that Sada was probably a member of the Dragon Clan, since those are the only trainers in the game that have low-level Dragon types. That being said, Bagon alone would not carry her through the early game, since this little guy can barely take down a Happiny. Lucky for us, Sada's second Pokemon likes to hang out right near Cartondo, and since we finally have free reign over the Pokemon's abilities, I decided to look for one that's a bit more competitive. Now typically I do a cool transition here where I show off how relevant and strong this ability is. I mean, a double special attack boost if any of our stats get lowered, that's really good. But none of the early game gyms use moves that fancy, and all we had to do was spam the echoed voice to take down every single Pokemon in the first gym and get ourselves the badge. Say, is it just me, or was that Bug-type gym leader's team a bit familiar?
Familiar? I heard it's brand new.
What do you mean?
I guess you haven't heard. Paldea got a new champion recently, Gita or someone like that. And since she thought the gyms were a bit too easy, she personally picked out a new team for each leader to use.
I like it.
Huh, weird. But if the other gym leaders' teams are also familiar, I should be able to help you find a way to win.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Having acquired our first gym badge, we could head out north and catch the next Pokemon for Sada's team, Mischievous. And then we swing all the way to the other side of Paldea, only to encounter another glitch in these games. I'm not surprised at this point. Looks like no one wants to work these days apparently, so we'll just have to do the hard work for them. And for some reason, Sada was really interested in looking for some flora in this newly built hedge maze, which according to her was designed by a local artist who climbed the peaks of the Great Crater and drew inspiration from its landscape. Anyways, once we finished finding off the Sunflora, we got to challenge the very artist who made this maze to a gym battle. They put our Jigglypuff to sleep, but our squishy pillow didn't sleep for too long and started to spam Icy Wind as soon as it woke up. Out next was Smoliv, which we confused, and then confused some more to the point where the little thing fainted. The gym leader's final Pokemon was Sudowoodo, which also got confused and then growled at a lot to lower its attack. After that, we let Bagon take the lead, but our super effective Ember was barely doing any damage. So instead we switched over to Dragon Breath, which did a tad more damage, but also paralyzed the Sudowoodo. From there, it was a long back and forth until we managed to win our second gym badge. And with another badge comes another Pokemon, Magnemite, which we caught on the way to Levincia. But as it turns out, that was not enough to win against, Ino. Yeah, Iono's mom, or something like that. The main problem being that we just couldn't dish enough damage to take down her Mismagius. Sada and I tried several ways to get around this fight, like using Will-O-Wisp and following up with Hex so that our Misdreavus can do a lot of damage, or trying to evolve our Jigglypuff, even going as far as catching a Larvesta from the deserts near Cascarafa. None of it worked. The Electro Gym Leader is just that strong.
It's basically based around
Why is nothing working?
To be fair, this is the toughest gym team in all of Paldea.
She is?
Yeah, I've met so many trainers that could never win here, even if they ended up making it to the champion rank.
Well, that's a little reassuring, but still, none of our strategies were good enough to win. Perhaps I should study past battles from previous champions to get better ideas.
Or perhaps you just need to evolve your Pokemon.
But I like how small and cute they are. Besides, in the not-so-distant past, some of them didn't have an evolution, like Misdreavus. I mean, look how cute she is, especially with that hair.
Right, and that's fine. We don't have to evolve them right now. But at the end of the day, good strats can't make up for bad stats. If you really want to get to that champion rank, we might have to evolve them at some point down the road.
I'll think about it. Actually, I don't have to. So many of my sisters failed this challenge since they didn't want to evolve their cute little dragons. But the thing about dragons is that they start out pretty weak. And if all you do is pamper them, they stay weak.
It's the same for all Pokemon.
And people too. This is why it's also a guiding pillar for the Dragon Clan. Push yourself to excellency so that you too may become strong, like a dragon.
But they won't let you go do whatever work you want unless you can become champion?
It may sound a bit strict, but at the end of the day, it is a test of one's conviction. How strongly do you care about the thing you want to do? Are you willing to go above and beyond to achieve it? As it turns out, most people don't.
But you do?
Absolutely. I'd give anything to go study the ancient Pokemon living in Area Zero. It's a dream I've had ever since I first read the Scarlet Book.
Then we have a lot of training to do. Lucky for you, I know just the place.
Oh, wonderful. Where would I be without a trusty assistant like you?
Please don't call me that.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Where would I be without a good friend like you? Better?
Better. Now let's get to training. The desert where we found Larvesta is also the ideal training spot since there's a bunch of trainers all pretty close to each other. Not only that, but defeating them can get you the TM for Earthquake, which will be useful later on. We could also pick up the TM for Thunderbolt on our way to Porto Marinara, which will do wonders on our newly evolved Magneton, allowing us to one-shot every single water type in the next gym. From there, we made our way over to the town of Medali, which had a very special gym test. In order to face the gym leader, we first had to go out and catch a local mushroom Pokemon, and as luck would have it, there was a nice little fungus waiting for us near the entrance. Finding one was easy, but catching it was hard, since this Pokemon knew draining and healing moves, constantly keeping its HP high and breaking out of any ball we threw. But with the help of Magneton, we eventually wore it down and managed to catch our last new teammate. Then it was time to battle the new intern gym leader, Larry. His powerful Kamala managed to slam Larvesta and Fungus out of the way, but we managed to dent its HP with a bit of foul play. Then we sent out Jigglypuff, which used Round to round its HP down to 0, but fell asleep and, well... Good news was that Misdreavus is a ghost type and has the levitate ability, meaning that the only thing Larry's Dunsparce could do was give us a paralyzing glare. Meanwhile, we could spam our very weak charge beam, which slowly started boosting our special attack. Sadly, all the buffs we got still weren't quite strong enough to one-shot his ace, but thankfully we had Magneton, which could once again carry us through the gym. Next up was Rhyme, who had recently taken over as gym leader, and she does double battles, which might be trouble. However, her Bayonet attacked us with Icy Wind, which lowers the target's speed. And remember how we had that competitive Jigglypuff? Well, combine the special attack boost with the special draining move, and we had ourselves a Moocher, or should I say, a Smoocher. Boo! Anyway, Anyways, we followed up with Magneton and Amoonguss, using Thunderbolt and Foul Play to take down the rest of Rhyme's team. Next was the Psychic Gym, where our Larvesta finally did something useful, using Leech Life to take down the lead Pokemon. Magneton could finish off the Gardevoir and Espathra, but that bulky Florges was a problem. Once again, our base evolution Pokemon just couldn't deal quite enough damage to win, and our Dragon was weak to Moonblasts, so...
Looks like another loss. For the same reason.
So, what are you gonna do about it?
The only thing I can.
You're gonna evolve all 3 of them at once?
Yeah, as much as I want them to stay the way they are, I'm just holding them back. And me holding them back is also holding me back. So...
Things started out very similarly, with our newly evolved Magnezone easily one-shotting Gardevoir and zapping away Espathra. Then Wigglytuff could come in and use an Icy Wind to slow down the Psychic Flower, and we could follow up with Mismagius and its barrage of Shadow Balls, which could knock out the gym leader's ace. This newly evolved team was super strong, easily taking down Grusha by spamming Flash Cannon and Mystical Fire. But even with all of these power-ups, we couldn't just rush straight to the Elite Four, since their teams were a whole 10 levels higher than the last gym. So Sada and I had to take a detour to level up our team before taking on the Elite Four. And of course, the best place to do that is at the flower fields in northern Paldea. Apart from the Chansey in the area, we also ran into this guy named Harrington, who uses a bunch of Fairy-type Pokemon and gave us the TM for Dazzling Gleam, a move we might need when facing off against Paldea's best. And having finally evolved our dragon into a mighty Salamence, Sada and I made our way to the Pokemon League. Our Larvesta was still struggling to do much damage, so we had to get some help from Wigglytuff, which once again got put to sleep. Man, this Pokemon sure likes to nap. But it managed to wake up in time and snag another victory. The rest of the battle was Sada and Rika trading Pokemon until her Clodsire started to pull a reverse sweep, but it couldn't brush away our Salamence. Poor Jellybean couldn't even touch us. Now this Jellybean? They're a dangerous one. Quickly stomping our useless Larvesta and using Earthquake to deplete Magnezone's health. We used Thunderbolt and some Lucky Paralysis to get through the Corviknight, as well as Mystical Fire to melt her Magnezone, which left us with just... Since it can't use the Hammer attack back-to-back, Tinkaton used Brick Break on Amoonguss, triggering its Effect Spore and getting paralyzed. Then we followed up with Hex, which does double damage if the target has a status effect, like say Paralysis, and even then, double damage was still barely any damage at all. But luck was on our side, as the Pink Menace missed its Stone Edge attacks and got paralyzed a bunch of turns in a row, giving us the opening to spam Hex enough times to get ourselves the win. And this has to be the easiest win I've had against this Elite Four member specifically. Oh, it looks like Larry the Intern is also interning as an Elite Four member? The bad news for him is that we have plenty of Ice, Electric, and Rock type moves to knock his birds out of the sky. And with that victory, the level cap was finally high enough for Larvesta to evolve. Now we just had to defeat the final Elite Four member, Hassel, the new head of the Dragon Clan. His Noivern managed to blow away our lead and nearly knocked out Mismagius. Thankfully, we were fast enough to finish it off and also managed to weaken Haxorus so that Magnezone could take it down. The Dragalge was another major problem since we didn't have any super effective hits and our Wigglytuff was just barely tough enough to bulk through a single super effective hit. Since we didn't want to risk it, we decided to use our one-time heal before freezing the Flapple, which left Hassel with his freezer of a dragon, and he left us with just Salamence, which spontaneously terastallized during the battle. This removed our 4x weakness to ice type moves, allowing us to survive one attack and win the battle with a Dragon Claw. With this victory, we had one last trainer to face. Paldea's brand new champion, Gita. Our Volcarona was finally a useful lead, being able to one-shot the Espathra and pounce on King Gambit, slowing it down enough so that Magnezone could finish it off with a body press. The Avalugg was no match for our Flash Cannon, and her Veluza got instantly fried. The Go-Go was a bit of trouble as usual, since it could heal itself by using Horn Leech, but one of our Tri-attacks managed to paralyze it, giving us the opening to finish it off. That left Gita with just Glimmora, which managed to finish off our Electric Sweeper. The bad news for her was that our Amoonguss uses a similar strategy to her Go-Goat, leeching most of Glimmora's health before it got knocked out. Then, all we had to do is lightly tap it with a Shadow Ball, and whoosh! The battle was won. After so many failed attempts, I finally found a third trainer who could actually become champion in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Good job, Sada.
Thank you. And now that I've won, I can finally get permission to become a Pokemon professor.
Say, what is it that you want to research?
Me? Well, I'm particularly interested in ancient prehistoric Pokemon.
Like the fossil Pokemon?
Not quite. Many of the fossil Pokemon still survive to this day, albeit in more remote parts of the world. What I am interested in are the Pokemon that existed long before the fossils.
And how exactly would you do that?
Well, I would start by looking inside Paldea's Great Crater. According to the Scarlet Book, one such Pokemon was sighted there during their expedition. See?
It kinda just looks like a Donphan to me.
You are not wrong, but if you take a closer look at its features, this is no ordinary Donphan, and it's not a regional variant either. No, it is most likely the ancient predecessor to the Donphan we know and love today.
So you might be able to find an ancient Phanpy too?
See, that's the interesting part. Did Phanpy even exist in the ancient past?
Why wouldn't it?
Excellent question. My theory is that the ancient world was a much more dangerous place, and thus the Pokemon which survived to become the species we see today likely did not have evolutionary lines. So pre-evolutions like Phanpy would not have appeared until the world became a much safer place.
It is a bit of a strange theory, especially since most of the fossil Pokemon tend to evolve.
Which is why I wish to study the Pokemon that lived much further back in time. Although we can see some modern day examples of my theory with dragons like Tatsugiri. They live in an environment which is quite dangerous and have no evolutionary line. Although they do thrive thanks to a symbiotic relationship with another species of Pokemon. Anyways, let me not talk your ears off with all my theories. There will be plenty of time for that later. For now, I'd like to go somewhere special and celebrate.
Ooh, okay. Lead the way. What's so special about this place?
Take a guess.
I don't know. It's just a lighthouse. Something to do with the Dragon Clan, maybe?
No, silly. It's where we first met.
Oh, right. I guess I should tell you.
What is it?
This isn't the first time we've met.
But I don't remember ever meeting a talking Pokemon before.
That's because the you I've already met is in the future.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, you see, the you in the future had a time machine and,
Did you just say time machine?
Turo? What are you doing out here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Aw, come on. I asked you first.
Fine. I was setting up my telescope to observe the moon when I heard the two of you talking. Speaking of...
Oh, right. We're here to celebrate the fact that I became champion.
You mean you managed to beat that new hot shot and get the rank?
Don't sound so surprised. Besides, I had a little help. Oh, and during the battle with Hassel, my Salamence spontaneously terrestrialized. It was so cool.
Spontaneous terrestrialization, you say? I wonder if I can figure out what caused it. Maybe I can come up with some sort of way to intentionally trigger it, just like the Galarians found a method to control that Dynamax phenomenon. Wait, no, I'm getting distracted. You, talking Pokemon, were you saying something about a time machine?
Yeah, about that.
Why are you acting so nervous all of a sudden? Didn't you tell me you were looking for Turo back when we first met?
You were looking for me?
Right. So, something bad is going to happen in the near future, and we'll need your help to find the solution.
Me? All I'm good for is tinkering with machines, but sure, I'll try my best to help. So what is it you need me to do?
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Whoa, Turo! I think you might be terrestrializing.
I didn't think it'd go after Turo. What do I do? What do I do?
Currents may be strong, but they ain't wide. So all you've got to do is swim to the side.
Oh, I know. Out of the way, Sada.
Wait, no, there's a ledge there. Stop! Ah! Ow, that hurt. What were you thinking?
Oh no, that didn't work. What else? What else?
But if it's a curse you're dealing with, you're going about it the wrong way, baby.
I suppose, just like we can have curses, so too can we have blessings, although I am unaware of any particular methods to acquire either.
They didn't just see me as a formidable opponent, they also saw me as a friend.
While we bestow our powers.
It's a bit of a long shot, but I can't think of anything else. Here goes.
What are you...
Oh wow, it actually worked.
What worked? What did you do?
I am... Wait, no. One is transferring one's powers onto you.
Did you freeze time? Is that why it's so cold all of a sudden?
Hold your horses and let me explain. When I was in the future, I received some power from the Treasures of Ruin. And since that's the only thing that I know of which can stop this petrification, I'm now giving it to you.
In that case, thank you? What is this petrification thing anyway? Is that what you were trying to warn us about? Wait, is Sada okay?
She'll be fine. And in a way, yes. There's a Pokemon called Terrapagos who seems to have a lot of power over Paldea. And in the future, it manages to take control of Sada somehow. The you I met then had spent a decade looking for clues, but the only thing you could find in Paldea was some secret organization and a name.
Terrapagos?
Exactly.
What about the organization?
Not sure. He never told me any of the details. But that's beside the point. If anything bad were to happen to Sada, you have to go look somewhere outside of Paldea, got it? We need to learn more about Terrapagos because at present, or I guess future, we don't even know what it looks like or where to find it.
Would knowing that be enough? A foe that formidable is sure to put up a fight.
I have collected the power of all 4 curses, so in theory, I should be strong enough to take Terrapagos down.
But now you're giving those powers to me.
About that, it looks like I only have a little bit of power from Xian Pao and nothing else.
Then how?
We're out of time.
Doing?
Whew, looks like it worked.
But at what cost?
I guess it was inevitable. Me or you, and I choose you, Turo.
There you are. Are the two of you okay?
Uh-oh.
Sada, wait! Don't get any closer!
It's fine. I don't have long now. It was nice meeting you both.
Wait, no. Help him.
I can't. I don't know how. I hate this.
What even happened? Wait, what just happened? Wait, so he bestowed power, so now he's going back and do something? Anyway. And by the way, these are basically things that could do as some champions, like little references and some of them. And especially in schools, they're like, look at this.
Aren't you forgetting something? Me, the Millennium Mouse? Oh, wait. I think I remember now.
Oh. That's right. So, 2 more. Really? 2 more, huh? Well, that was certainly a something. Well, I'm just gonna quickly get this to pause. I don't care what this is. So yeah, that was rather interesting, I guess you could say. I mean, what did we learn so far? Did we learn something interesting? We learned, okay, so far we have seen Vaska bestow Champ House power to Turo. What's the name? Yeah, is the name his Turo? Hold on. I've already forgot his name. So yeah, it's Turo. So yeah, and then he became just this terrestrialized thing, which, oh, is that the power of the terrestrialized that Terrapagos had? But what exactly did it to it? I mean, maybe just a enormous terrestrialized. That's really all I can remember from it. Other than that, what did it do? I don't know. I actually don't know. Anyways, Sorry guys, again, this has been a little bit of a stress reaction. I wish I was gonna get more hype, but if it weren't for someone in this house fault, I would have got an even better explanation and a lot more talking, but guess I was wrong. I should have never trusted her. In fact, next time I do this reaction, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna let her even come into my room and distract me anymore, because she just stalled that like very long, and like it was rather annoying. Also, thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoyed today's reaction. I'm Mr. Luke. There's 2 more videos still, and I need to understand all of it. So, like 2 more videos, he has bestowed Chiampo's power to Turo from from the from the past, and what is he gonna do now? We have to find out until next time. See you guys and girls then, and was that something interesting you find out? Did you like it? Did you find any interesting about this whole exploring of this whole Sada and Toro's little adventure stuff? So, yeah. See you guys and girls then, and stay lucky